Well, hi everyone. I'm John Ritland, and this is my review of WWE Smackdown, the Go Home Edition for WrestleMania 36. Which, by the way, did you know that is too big for one night? Too big for one night. Man, King Arthur's got, some questions about his Knights of the Round Table. But, medieval history aside, let's talk about SmackDown. It was decent. I hope that every single staff member, roster member stays safe, stays sound, stays healthy. The same with all of you guys for tuning in, and thank you very much for that. I gotta be honest, my enthusiasm for WrestleMania 36 is not very high. I don't know the results, and please, if you do not post them in the comments. Just don't do it. We got 2 nights of WrestleMania. Yes, it's been taped. Let's try to enjoy it. Am I saying it's going to be good? Probably not. It's probably going to be a train wreck, but you know what? I'm going to be here watching both nights. So, we then have the Usos come out, and then New Day comes out. And, of course, Big E says, you're ready to insert yourself into the annals of history. Or annals of history. I'm not exactly sure, but with Big E, it is very hard to tell. And then you have, on ladders, Miz and Morrison, ho-ho, hey-hey, and then they have a brawl. They basically hype the whole ladder match is going to be happening, and then there we go. That's the end of that, pretty much. Fine opening segment is what it is. And then Bayley and Sasha on commentary. For this three-way match, Naomi versus Tamina versus Lacey Evans. Hopefully Tamina did not take the stairs like her dad did. I mean, but I'm not apologizing because I hope Jimmy Snuka is burning in hell for what he did not serve time for. So, 315 days for Bayley as champion. If they're not talking consecutive days, sure. I mean, I guess that's kind of true, but they didn't say 315 consecutive days, but I guess over those 2 reigns. 315, by the way, is also close to the number of weaves that Sasha has in her closet. It's more like Smurfabanks. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm probably going to get some hate for that right there. Also, I want to know, with that gear and that hair, is she trying to be part of the Avatar sequels coming out? These are the questions that need to be asked. The match was fine. It was fine for what it was. Lacey put her hat on Michael Cole during her entrance, which was kind of funny. And then Tamina wins a match. So the end is near. The end is near. It is all over. Giant meteor is going to hit us because Tamina won a goddamn match. And then she shakes hands with Bayley. So much for the elbowing and stuff like that. And then super kicks her. So, yeah, it is what it is. Then we have a Truth Will Be Heard graphic. And, it's during this whole thing where Tucker and Mandy are talking a bit. while Tucker's working out for his match with Dolph Ziggler later. And then they replay Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. There were a couple lines that stuck out here. Where JR says, Michaels couldn't pull the trigger. Well, no, he's not a cop. I'm so mean. Why am I so mean? And then, I'm sorry, I love you, right in the face. Women have a decidedly different reaction when I do that to them. Can't imagine why people think that I have some issues when I say stuff like this. And WrestleMania, again, too big for one night. I mean, come on, too big for one night. If that's not a way to sell it, I don't know what is. They need to repeat it about 50 million times. I also want to mention really quickly that while I will be watching both nights, I do work till 3 p.m. on Saturday, so I'm probably going to miss some of the pre-show. So hopefully I get home well in time for the main show, as I know it doesn't start till 4 p.m. And then I'll be well within, the time for Sunday. So, you guys excited for WrestleMania? Let me know. I could end the review right here, but no, there was actually some more stuff that happened. We then have Braun versus Goldberg announced, and not any reason given. We know the reason, and I want to say this. If you're one of those jackasses that's blaming Roman Reigns for not wanting to be part of WrestleMania when he's got his family to worry about, you're a fucking jackass. Now, if you're a fan of Roman Reigns, you're just disappointed he's not going to be there, that's totally fine. I was 50-50 on the match. Actually, I didn't really find the match to be exciting at all, but I'm like, you know what, if they're going to go with a crowd or no crowd, at least they're going with that. But yeah, you're going to be one of those jackasses, or one of those jackasses that says, oh, Reigns just doing this, and then you're one of the people that said that he was faking his leukemia. You're also a jackass, and you're a piece of shit, and you fucking know who you are, and if anybody's going to defend anybody like that, get the fuck off my timeline. Get the fuck off my subscribers, or otherwise I will ban you. In all honesty, Braun versus Goldberg doesn't do anything for me. I can only imagine if Goldberg couldn't pick up The Fiend, he ain't going to be able to pick up Braun. That's going to be bad. We then have a Tucker and Otis, and we have text noises. Oh, what's going on here? We then have Tucker versus Ziggler. I don't care about this storyline. I don't care. I don't care one bit. The match was fine. It was well wrestled. We then had a replay of the Rick and Sheamus tanning Snickers ad, which from a few years ago, which was weird. And then at one point, they're outside zigzag on the steps from, Ziggler, not from Ric Flair to Sheamus, as funny as that would have been. And, it causes a DQ. Okay, then here's Mandy, then here's Sonya, then here's Otis to chase all that off, and then suddenly the truth will be heard, and then there's this weird guy with Matrix, monitors and stuff like that, and you can't see him, he turns around and his voice is distorted. The truth will be heard. So this weird hacker guy hits a button on a monitor, it looks like it was from about the 1995 and stuff like that, and suddenly we see footage of Sonya talking to Mandy on, the Valentine's Day, episode where they screwed over, where something got screwed over and Mandy and Ziggler were dating, or, on that date instead of Mandy and Otis, and everybody cared except me because I'm a cynical jackass and I don't care about these storylines. It's nothing against any of the people involved. I'm just tired of these storylines. So, yeah, okay, who screwed him over? Oh, Sonya did. Sonya screwed him over. Big shock. Pretends to be shocked. Okay, so they did that. Here's a question. So everybody's all upset and stuff like that, and Otis chases after Ziggler and does all this. Who was the hacker? Is it Ali? Because that seemed to be, with the light symbol, the circle of lights. That seemed to actually be the indication, but it's like they're just hiding his identity. Are they going to forget about this? Who the fuck knows? We don't know if WWE is going to be able to record anything or has anything in the can past this coming week. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do until this whole pandemic thing gets lifted. So, all the stay-at-home orders. But just who the fuck, who did this? Who thought this was a good idea? Breaking up Sonya and Mandy isn't the worst thing in the world if you're actually going to utilize them both, but it's just, they stretched this motherfucking thing out for way too long. Now, obviously, they probably would have blown this off a little bit sooner had, this whole thing not happened, but if this turns into making Sonya a single star, a big single star, I'm for it. If Mandy gets utilized well, fine, but it's a stupid storyline. And again, who's the hacker? And why should I give a shit? So we then get I bet you the explanation is going to be Sonya to Mandy. You never loved me. You never loved me. I have no idea. Bryan versus Nakamura. Gulak in Bryan's corner. Cesaro in Nakamura's corner. And Sammy was on commentary. And Sammy mentioned Michael Cole. In case you haven't noticed, nobody has touched me in months. I'm sorry, Sammy. I'm sorry to hear that. I feel your pain. There were some nice submissions in this and some nice strikes. Can Daniel Bryan please stop almost laying on his goddamn head? Please, for the love of God. Cesaro runs in, causes a DQ, and then we get a triple threat after Drew tries to, repeatedly hammer Cesaro's swollen head. Have fun on seeing that. And then Sami Zayn sounded like he needed to have a smoke because he was so excited on commentary, when this beatdown happened. And then when he participated in the beatdown, slamming his big foot and draping himself all over Daniel Bryan in the corner. I'm being as gross as possible to see if I can, bother any of you guys. And also because the show was what it was. Here's John Cena to accept Bray's challenge. Well, it's gonna be for the first time. Gonna be for the first time ever. No people watching this in the crowd, but everybody watching at home. And Cena promised, to finish what he started 6 years ago, which means he's promising to finish Bray off on camera. And it's like, the puppets suddenly show up. Well, once he's done with you, you'll be playing with us forever, all this stuff, and all the puppets. And then the Fiend shows up on, little stand there. And then Cena, suddenly sees the lights go out, and then there's Bray. Let me in, and okay, all right, cool. That was the end of that. I don't know what a Funhouse match is or a Firefly Funhouse match is. I'm, again, not going to grade these shows without a crowd. The show was fine. It was okay. I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, what do you guys think? Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.